Hello everybody, my name is Billy Sheehan and I'm here in North Hollywood, California with the XOX Audio. It's called the Handle and it's a carbon fiber guitar. XOX Audio made a fabulous guitar just like this, but I wanted a baritone, which is tuned a little lower than a regular guitar. So they readjusted it. They moved the I think they moved the tailpiece down a little bit to get a little more length, recut where the frets go to make it work, and now we actually have this. You can't hear it now because it's not plugged in, I'm sorry, but it's a super deep low end. It's actually tuned when you play an E chord, you're in the key of B. A lot of the more recent ZZ Top stuff, Billy Gibbons played in that low B, and on all my solo records, I play a lot of stuff in that key because my voice is kind of low, and it works better for me to sing or to croak to as best. I can croak better to this pitch than to another pitch. But anyway, it's just a work of art. And it's amazing when you get a work of art and you can also use it as a creative tool. It's a rare combination of things. I think the Fender Stratocaster is a work of art that you can use as a tool. I think the Hammond B3 is a work of art, Fender P-Bass. But here again we have a new idea, new design, which is a work of art, and it is a useful tool. Now it has this concave back to it, so when you're holding it, it really falls in place really well. They really didn't need to have it filled with things, so they just kind of made these openings here, just for the hell of it, I guess. I don't know. Really interesting and unique tuning pegs in that you put the string in with a little bit of slack, you turn it, it automatically clips the leftover string, and then wraps the rest around the string winder thingy, which is probably an actual technical name for that, but I don't know the string winder thingy technical name. And I didn't know that at first. I was trying to put strings on, and I kept putting them on and turning, and they'd snap in half, and I didn't realize it was actually trimming the string end off for me without my knowledge. So I managed to, then there's also a little locking thing on the back that you torque it down and tighten it up, and it doesn't go out of tune, in theory. But it actually, this is one of the, I have two guitars that I can go off on tour, come home 3 months later, and they're in tune. It's this one and another one made in Ireland, another graphite acoustic guitar from Emerald Guitar Company. I don't believe they're any longer in business, but this here was made in Milan, Italy, by my friends at XOX Audio, as I said, designed by a wonderful gentleman named Peter Solomon. He's won many design awards, and it's interesting to see someone come to the field of guitar strictly from the field of design. So they look at the instrument as a brand new thing. They're not held back by the tradition of how they know the instrument to be. They just look at what the function is, and they create the form out of that, out of a pure artistic sense. And that's what Peter did with this instrument. And as I said earlier, fortunately, it's something that you can actually use. And it's a really slick thing because this is a volume control here, so it's very close. Like a lot of the old Telecasters and stuff, you could get right down and get to that volume control right away while you're plucking. It's got a pickup selection, this pickup, turn it that way, it's that pickup, in the middle it's both, and a tone control. Pretty simple. I don't like a lot of knobs and buttons because I'd rather concentrate on what I'm playing rather than which position the switch is in. So overall, it's just it's really a great honor to have an instrument like this to play on and create with, and it really does inspire me to come up with more things. When I pick this up and start playing it and start doing a few things, it moves me in a different direction. So now I've got, instead of the same old thing, I actually end up playing some newer thing or some different idea, and it's really cool. An instrument kind of pushes you that way, and this definitely is one of the attributes of this instrument. It does push me to look at things in a new way, very similar to how the guitar was looked at in a new way, and the result was this. Playing on this in the same old way, in many ways, can bring about a lot of new things. So that's one of the cool things I like about the instrument on a creative aspect. Not just the fact that it's carbon fiber, it's not going to shift, it's not going to change, the tone is the tone is going to remain, it's going to stay in tune, it's rock solid. And Peter put it up against a table, and they were stomping on it and hitting it. You can actually bend it for when you're bending notes. A lot of times I put the strap on and push and bend the thing almost like a vibrato bar, and it won't go out of tune and it won't break, but it snaps right back in And a lot of guitars that are bendy like that are wimpy and weird, and they'll flop out of tune easily. This locks right in. You really actually have to pressure it out of pitch by pushing from behind. But it comes right back, and it's in tune, and it's awesome. And I couldn't be happier with it. And I think if you ever have the opportunity to pick one up, one of the trade shows, maybe a local music shop has one, or maybe you can find another musician that has one, you'll really be surprised. The first thing you have, you pick it up, you're not going to believe how light it is. It's really cool, and it's just got a tonality to it. Early on, when they did carbon fiber, there's a ratio of carbon fiber to resin. Resin is the thing that holds those carbon fibers together. And the resin ratio was very high, and the carbon fiber was nominal. So they were clunky and thick and plasticky, whereas this carbon fiber is way high ratio to resin. So it's got a wooden kind of a bell kind of a tone to it. Like when you pick up like an old Telecaster and just give it a knock with your fist, like you're knocking on a door, and you hear that bonk, that little wooden tone. This has got that similar, it's got that same kind of a thing to it. And that's because there's very high ratio of fiber to resin, and it makes it a beautiful piece of art. And I've probably talked too long, but appropriately enough. I'm excited about the guitar, so you can't shut me up about it. So I came down here. I'm at the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. A lot of my friends are here, old musician buddies, and then a lot of the campers too. And I wanted to show it around, and let people know what it was like and how it was. And a couple of people have tried it, and everyone so far has fallen in love with it. So I hope I can get it home and get it out of here with anybody taking it off my hands. So that's my story, sad but true. My name is Billy Sheehan, very proudly talking about my XOX Audio handle. Thank you very much to everyone at XOX Audio, all the folks in Milano. I'm going to be visiting there soon, so we'll all be out to dinner having a glass of wine and talking about the future of XOX Audio, which is very bright. Thank you very much. Grazie mille.